Some time ago, you asked us in the comments to tell you about different types of wings, and that's what we're going to do right now. Very briefly, of course. Why would you need a swept wing in the first place? To answer that, we'll return to the beginning of the monoplane era. This was the time when the aircraft designers discovered an unpleasant surprise. At a speed of about 500 kph, the planes faced a new force that wasn't there before: the air shockwave drag. Some of the air flows around the plane, especially around the wings, almost reached the speed of sound. At this point, the plane was going too fast for the air to elastically bypass it. So now, the air was hitting the aircraft with an incredibly heavy force, deforming and destroying the whole thing. Somehow, they had to make the wing resistant to this damage, or at least delay the influence of the air shockwave effect. Pretty quickly, they thought of an idea to make the wing swept. That seemed to be enough. Now the plane entered still air, not at all at once, but kind of gradually. The air shockwave effect was partially gone, as the air started bypassing the wing instead of hitting it. However, the solution created an even more serious problem. The air bypassed straight wings in parallel with the x-axis of the aircraft, but with the swept ones, it moved sideways and accumulated at the wing tips. Now, imagine a plane in this condition trying to perform an aggressive maneuver. The thick boundary layer at the wingtips can instantly turn into a turbulent zone. This is called a stall. Now, it also happens with the straight wing planes, but the wing washout there ensures that the stall begins at the wing root. That way, the pilot has time to resolve the situation before the stall reaches the ailerons at the wingtips, and the plane with swept wings would immediately lose roll control in this situation, because ailerons are useless in a turbulent flow. From there on, it's only seconds before an uncontrollable spin and crash. They've partially resolved this issue by inventing aerodynamic wing fences and fangs. But this disadvantage of a swept wing was never fixed for good. Then the engineers found a very simple solution for the problem. They'd only had to turn the wing around, making it swept forward. That way, the plane wouldn't lose at speed, and the wingtip issue would be resolved for good, because the stall in this construction would start at the wing root, where it would be easily handled. The idea was so tempting that every key aviation country in the world started messing with it. Planes with forward swept wings were created even sooner than the ones where the wings were clearly swept back. First tests were very promising, but then something went wrong again. It turned out that after gaining certain speed, the plane couldn't be used in any way except for an ideally direct flight. A slightest change in vertical direction resulted in almost immediate deformation and even destruction of the wings under an enormous pressure of the air facing it. Simply put, they call this the aerodynamic divergence. As if it wasn't enough, the wingtips at high speed started vibrating with an ever-increasing intensity until they actually crumbled. To fix all this, they had to make the wing with much more strong and basic materials, and that would mean a dramatic increase of the aircraft's weight. Aircraft designers all over the world are constantly trying to think of something that would fix the divergence problem. But the truth is, humanity still does not possess materials that strong to survive this kind of pressure. Still, the work continues. The forward swept wing is partially used in subsonic aviation. For example, here's a German business jet, the HBF 320 Hansa jet. As for the serial jet fighters, there are still none of those. But not for the lack of trying. For instance, the US tried it with the X-29, and an experimental modification of the F-16. And in Russia they've created the Su-47 Berkut, where they had tried using composite materials to solve the divergence problem. One of the newest Russian inventions is the SR-10, also an aircraft with forward swept wings. It is subsonic as well, but it works really well as a training machine for future fighter pilots, especially because of the unique properties of its wings.